Alright, good morning. What is going on? Welcome back to another video, and the first trout video in quite a few weeks, months. For one reason or another, I just haven't got round to fishing for the trout, and it's mainly probably been the weather too. Anytime, that I have an opportunity to go and do a bit of trout fishing, the rivers are usually chocolate brown and high and dirty, and it just sort of fell to the west side, in all honesty. So I'm going to rectify that this morning. The Wicked Witch of the West has granted me permission. Am I joking? No, that's not very nice. No, the kids and everybody's all still in bed. I'm going to get out for an hour or two here this morning, and we're going to test some new lures that I've just got into the shop. These are called the Rebel Tracdown Minnows. So if you haven't seen these yet, get a look at those bad boys. They're awesome. They come in four different patterns, so I've got two of them here with me now. They also come in a brown trout and a rainbow trout pattern as well, which I had planned to take. I had planned to take all four, but I put them on my shop and they sold out, so literally within 24 hours. So these are the last two. I have ordered more, and they will be in on Monday, so in the next 2 or 3 days. So by the time you watch this, the shop will be restocked, so no issues in that sense. But yeah, these are on the shop, $7.99. They look really good, very similar to some other brands that I've seen over the years, and which work obviously really well too. So that's the plan of attack. As I said, get the light lure rod out. We're going to do a bit of walking around the river, cover a bit of ground and just catch a few trout, and that's just really it. Just good to get out and clear the head. So yeah, stick around, stay tuned, and see you on the water. So I'm going to start off with the slick black minnow. But the first problem that I've run into is I've took my other half's car because she was parked in front of me in the driveway, and my waders were in the boot of the car, of my own car. So yeah, not an area that you want to be walking about in trainers. But anyway, okay, let's get this tied on. We'll just have to make do. So just to give you a bit of an insight into these are 4.2 centimeters and they're 2.6 grams. So they're not massive and they're not heavy, but they're perfect for the trout. And they are sinking as well. Markin brand, I believe. But yeah, they seem to be catching quite a few fish on any of the videos I watched, so we'll see if they're up to the task. Okay, let's try to get down without killing myself. Ground is pretty slippy, and as I already pointed out, I'm wearing flat-soled shoes, which is not going to be ideal. And it's raining. It's always raining. Right, there we go, net in place. There's quite a few trees and things like that look like they fell from the last time I've been here. So it's interesting to see how we navigate around that. So here we go, the slick black minnow. I have to give it to them, they're really nice finish, really well put together. Let's see what they're like in the water. Yeah, not bad. They have more of a diving, like an up and down diving action, as opposed to a side to side one. I think they prefer being fished at an angle as well down the fast water instead of directly across it. They seem to move better that way. I usually like fishing this when there's a bit more water in it, but there's a few rocks. There's a few rocks there where the fish usually do like to hide behind. yeah, that the fish like to hide behind, so that's why I'm giving this a few casts. You just need to be careful because there's obstructions going across the river. It must be used for kayaking or something like that. Just like you've seen, it's very easy to cast over. So anybody that does ever cast over something like that, or most likely it'll be a tree branch, which is usually the way it is. Well, the worst thing to ever do is just to try and just yank it out straight away. So for example, if you cast over the top of a line or a tree, as I said, what you need to do is you need to wind it up until it's literally 4 or 5 inches beneath the tree, or beneath the branch that it's stuck over. Give it a flick and it usually then will pull out. But if you leave a long line like this and then try to pull it, usually what happens is it just shoots straight up and wraps around the branch then, and then that's it, gone. 9 times out of 10 it's gone. So top tip. I wish somebody had told me that tip years ago when I was sort of first starting this style of fishing, because I've lost a lot of tackle. Just like everybody else, it's a hungry game. You will lose a lot of gear playing this particular style. Right, last spot on this particular stretch of river, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually jump in the car and go to another one. This one isn't producing the goods, so yeah, jump in the car, go to another one and see if oh, there's a fish. Fish followed me right in there. That's the first proper follow we've had. Okay, just as I was saying, we're about to leave because the fish in here are crap. Then to do that, so as I was saying, this probably will be the last stretch anyway. Then we'll go and try another one. I just have found that some rivers will be a bit more active than others. Water is very clear. I would like a bit more of a tinge in the water. Fortunately, that is not the case. When the water's clear, they can see a lot more. They don't feed just as easily. They can get spooked a lot easier. And then the other excuse I can think of. Oh, that was a hit. There we go. First hit. And we missed it. Look, he's tangled it all up. Big proper bump. Ah. Come on. Don't know why I'm looking for teeth marks. That's the pike angler in me. Pretty sure he'll not take it again. There's a proper dig. He's felt that isn't natural, not edible. Yes! Get in! About time. Putting up a decent scrap actually. Alright, we'll try and get him netted here. Oh. There we go, first one to the Tracdown minnow. Not a bad fish, nice black spots. Alright, we'll try and hold them through the net here, because we haven't been able to wet our hands because we're too high up. So with these Tracdown, lures, they do come barbed, so I have pinched the barbs down. It doesn't mean that they're not any less difficult to get out. So what I probably will do is switch these on to a single, a slightly bigger single as well, because I'm not fussed. There we go. Well, barbless comes out nice and easy, but it just was awkward. But yeah, probably switch these on to single, because just sometimes trebles are a bit harder to get out. There we go. First fish, really, really nice. I'm gonna get it back. Thank you for playing. Just a quick check of the leader and the hooks, make sure all okay after that last fish. And there we go. Literally, I just came off, but that was literally second cast after putting that last fish back. So they might be switching on a bit. I looked a better fish that time actually as well. The Tracdown Minnow comes alive. Oh, and again! 3 fish, 3 casts. Get in. Different fish as well, because it's the smallest one. There we go. And anybody wants to complain about me not wetting my hand, I've just stood in the rain for an hour and everything is wet. So no need to worry about that. So there we go, 3 fish, 3 casts. The Tracdown Minnow switches on. Can we go 4 for 4? Well, technically it was 2 fish because we didn't land one, but you know what I mean. 3 hits and 3 casts if we want to be political about it. So definitely with this lure, what I've discovered really from using it, it really doesn't fish that well if you cast it downstream and bring it back up against the flow. It just doesn't move right. Still moves, still you'll probably still catch fish doing it that way. I just didn't really like the way it worked. It performs much better casting either directly across the river or at an angle upstream and letting the flow, or letting it work with the flow, should I say. Exactly the same way a spinner would work for anybody that uses spinners. You know, if you cast it downstream, it comes way up high in the water column. It just doesn't, it's just not as effective. This seems to be exactly the same. You want to go upstream and down at an angle. So it's places like this where your glasses or your Polaroids, or whatever you like to call them, are really important. Especially with this particular type of fishing, you want to be able to see every rock, every follow, you literally want to be able to see as much as possible. You can see if a fish is following you, you can slow down. If there's a rock under the water that you can't see with the naked eye, then you know to obviously try and put the lure in behind it, because that's where the fish are going to be hiding. I can't stress enough how important polarized glasses are when you're doing this type of fishing. So I've talked about it before. What I've found is the best, especially for freshwater in the rivers, is the brown lens. So these are the ones I'm wearing at the minute. So I'll let you have a look. So if you can see the water here, if you can, once you put through the lenses. I'm hoping that works. The difference it makes. You can see everything. Glasses off, glasses on. And as I said, it will improve your fishing so much. So these in particular, again, I sell these in the shop. Really good value for money. I think they're $12.99 or something like that, and they're solid. I've been wearing these for months now, and yeah, really good options. You don't need to spend huge amounts of money for decent Polaroids, especially if you're like me and tend to break them and lose them quite a bit. Small fish followed it in there. Cool. Fish number 3 landed, I think. This one wanted it. So I don't want to let him go because he'd slip through the holes in the net. He's that small. There you go. Thank you for playing. Okay, last spot. I swear this place changes every time I'm here. There's something different. Tree missing or some sort of new swim that's formed. It's honestly, it's ever changing. Don't think this lure is going to do that well here in the deep water, but we'll see. Or this fast, really fast water. Seems to be doing alright. Oh, there's a fish. Yeah. Oh, that was probably the best one of the day. No. Oh, I took it right at my feet. Come on. Can't be losing those. Right, that's it. Home time. Oh, my knees, my knees. So, there you have it. Tracdown minnow. I think we ended up 3 or 4 fish in about an hour and a half in not ideal conditions, so it's done okay, all things considered. Happy enough with that. If you want to get your hands on them, as I said already, they're on the shop, www.castnorthangling.com. Same goes for the sunglasses as well, they're on there too. But yeah, 4 different patterns. They're super looking, and obviously they work too. You've just seen that. So if you want them, go on and get them. $7.99. Go and get a bargain.